In today's video, we visit Nacascolo Beach, an exclusive beach located in the even more exclusive Papagayo Peninsula. We will explain how to access it and we will show you the beach itself. The truth is that we must admit that it is very beautiful, both the beach, the access and the wildlife. After sunrise at Iguanita Beach in our last video, we headed for Nacascolo Beach, a famous beach in Costa Rica which we had never been to yet. Due to its uncertain access, this beach is located within an exclusive peninsula with private access. However, Costa Ricans are so proud to say that there are no private beaches in Costa Rica. So we went there with the hope of being able to access this seemingly wonderful beach. When you arrive on the peninsula, and if you are not staying in any of the hotels that are there, or if you don't own a home, you have to park your car in a parking lot for visitors. It is totally free, and they kindly explain to us that there are also free buses constantly going to the beaches of the peninsula. So we parked, unloaded our stuff, and waited for the bus. Apparently, from here they can take you to 4 beaches. You choose which one, however, to access 3 of them, you have to go down between 502 and 728 steps, and obviously clean them again to go back. And with the junk that we were carrying, we did not see it as feasible. But luckily for us, the beach we were heading to was the one where you only had to walk 100 meters path. After a few minutes of waiting, in which we had to be under the sun, since there is hardly any shade, everything is safe, a bus finally arrived in which we all got on, and now yes, we were heading towards Nacascolo Beach. It caught our attention that we entered the Peninsula complex through a gravel road which did not cross the main entrance. We felt a bit strange, as if they didn't want us to be seen, like when you enter a place through the back door so that no one finds out. And the fact is that this peninsula is much more exclusive than I imagined. Here are some of the most luxurious hotels in the country. It is full of golf courses, crazy expensive houses, and a lot of plots with incredible sea views waiting to be sold. It is a high-end real estate development that only a few have access to. And then we were in that rickety bus in which they took us almost clandestinely to the beaches, just for the fact that they have to enforce the law and not to privatize any beach in Costa Rica. After about 25 minutes of traveling, we arrived at Nacascolo, and this is the closest beach there is. So to get to the rest, it is likely you have to spend an hour stuck in the bus. To access Nacascolo, and as we had previously read, a path about 100 meters awaited us, accessible to everyone and which runs through lush nature, quite awesome. When we got to the beach, our attention was caught by a nice herd of manatees running freely along the sand. We walked a bit until we found a place to settle. A very curious place, to be honest, where we were quite covered and we stayed for a while watching these little animals, to soon discover the white-faced monkeys who also inhabit this place. The truth is that we had a day quite ugly. It was very windy and the sea was a bit choppy. So before we dared to get into the water, we decided to explore this beach. The first thing we saw as soon as we got up was what looked like a yacht the size of Texas. What a barbarity! It was in fact lowering some smaller boats into the sea. We imagined that to stock up, since near here there is the marina of the peninsula, in which I am sure that yachts could not dock. It must be said that the beach itself is very beautiful. The water has a nice color, the sand too, good breath, vegetation, plenty of shaded area, and being located in a bay and still doing a lot of wind, there was hardly any swell. It is a relatively small beach. It didn't take us long to go all over it. But one thing I really like is that it has paths that go through nature along the inner part of the beach, where you can even take a ride on a bicycle if you can put it in the bus, of course, and in case you can't, you can always rent an electric bicycle in this place, which, if I remember correctly, its price was above 130. And after a protocol bath, we conclude the visit. We walked the path back, and while we waited for the bus, we were able to wash off the salt and sand with some showers that are there, as well as they also have bathrooms, which, well, it is very good, and almost no beach in Costa Rica has it. Once with our car, we took a walk around the marina to see the sunset from there, and we saw again that mega yacht that we saw before from the beach. And we found out the name this time when we saw it in one of its boats, Ebrima. It is a luxury super yacht owned by Rich Carlton, who actually has a fleet of these to offer a different type of cruise, totally focused to the highest level customer, very much in the vibe of the Papagayo Peninsula. All of the most exclusive luxury that you can imagine. In conclusion, I will mention that it does not seem fair to me that you have to leave the beach early because the last bus leaves at 5 p.m, so the option of watching the sunset at sea is totally ruled out. And depending to the bus service they offer, it wasn't to our liking either. But well, until we can afford the Four Seasons, I'm afraid which is what we are gonna have. Thank you very much for joining us in this adventure. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it, and see you into the nature.